Hey yo guys, just here for a video I just plan to do on making, talking about random topics, some of the news, I guess, in the realm of combat sports for, pro wrestling, MMA and boxing. I guess I just wanted to make this video to say, we're one weekend, next weekend we have WrestleMania, and it's just going to be such a jam-packed weekend, so I hope you people enjoy the lightened schedule of stuff up on our plate for if you're a combat sports fan. I mean, you had Samuel Peter had a fight last night. I know he lost on points. I heard it was a pretty decent fight, so I plan on checking that out. And tonight on HDNet is of course Ring of Honor, as well as there's going to be a replay of the K1 show for to crown their first heavyweight champion of all time, and I've heard it was actually a really good show, so I plan check out that out. And plus, there was a super fight deal with Rebbe Bonjowski versus Alistair Overeem, so hopefully check that out. But yeah, I mean, next weekend we have not only the WrestleMania stuff and trying to keep up with ROH, but there is so much actually MMA happening next weekend. It's unbelievable. You have Bellator Fighting Championships. They get underway with their first set of shows. WEC has a show, and Dream 8, the welterweight tournament, gets underway. So just a lot of stuff, I guess. While I'm still kind of plugging television shows, hopefully tomorrow night MTV will be airing a pretty good show I got to check out, which was a Bully Beatdown. It's basically the concept that has been, kind of done in the past, but whatnot. It's hosted by Jason Mayhem Miller, who's, to me, just the perfect guy to host this show. He's got this great charisma about him, just this great personality that, you want to see as a host of a show of this nature. It's basically, kids are getting bullied. They get the bully into fight, an MMA fighter. Last week, Tony the Gun Bonilla, or Bonello, excuse me, on there. So, I mean, that show really, it'll last for probably a year, I think, before. It depends if they want to renew it. I know it actually got pretty good ratings on MTV, so I hope you keep checking it out, or continue to check it out, as, MTV really hasn't plugged the show as much as it should, so please definitely check it out. I mean, that show really works to see how well a heel the bully can be. Last week it was, some guy's younger brother who was, much bigger than him, and he was just bullying his older brother, and that bully was just so awesome. But anyways, some of the stuff I guess I wanted to talk about is a lot of people really, I feel bad I didn't get to make this video yesterday, but Chikara King of Trios, people, not a lot of people have been, making waves about this on here. I felt it needed to be. I mean, we had a whole bunch of talented wrestlers. We had guys from Japan and Team DDT. The likes of Austin Aries was there. Bryan Danielson was there. Al Snow, Glacier from WCW fame. I mean, just plenty of guys, great talent on the independents, like Eric Cannon, El Generico, the Young Bucks representing Team PWG. So really, it's just a fun night. And if you go to these shows, hopefully, you can send me a private message. I would like a live report or whatnot. You can do this to basically any show you go to, whether it's MMA, boxing, or pro wrestling. Just send me a message in my inbox, see what your thoughts were, how the show was. Definitely I like the results of it too. I just think it would be great, especially with this, since there's not a lot of people talking about it. It was very hard to find the first night results. See some pictures, but that was from some people who I know went to it via Facebook and whatnot, so that's how I was able to see it. But yeah, if you've seen it, please hook me up with the messages and whatnot on that sort. That would be much appreciated. I guess moving over to I don't know what else should I guess moving over to MMA. I mean, like I said, there's so much stuff coming up. I guess I can compare. In Japan they've had Dream and World Victory Road Sengoku have had their started their featherweight tournaments, and I gotta say that the Dream one was definitely a bit of a disappointment. I mean, I think the Dream one had, a little bit more talent in there. I mean, you had the likes of Chase Beebe, Abel Cullum, who was the #1 contender for, he was in the fight to determine the first Elite XC Featherweight champion back in October or so on the Show XC event. You had Yoshihiro Maeda and whatnot. So I mean, the card, they had a lot of talent on there, but it just, a lot of the fights were pretty boring. I mean, the only thing memorable would be a non-tournament bout with Shinya Aoki and David Gardner, who, you know, when Aoki had Gardner's back, Gardner, I guess, didn't realize who the fuck he was in there with, just decided to wave and say, "Hello, Japan," and he got caught in a choke. Pretty funny. I mean, you'll find it on YouTube. It's pretty hysterical, but anyways, I mean, I was just really disappointed. A lot of the fights, they were on the ground, not the greatest groundwork you're going to see. I mean, the Cullum fight, yeah, it was good on the ground, and, Chibi's fight with Joe Warren, who was making his debut fight in the realm of MMA. He got a big upset of the tournament, but, a lot of the stuff really wasn't that entertaining. After they got out of the non-tournament bouts, the Yoshihiro Maeda versus Micah Miller fight was ungodly boring. I mean, I don't know why Micah Miller was in this tournament. Please, the man is just too big. This man should be at lightweight. I don't know why he's at featherweight. Definitely was not suited for this tournament. He was too big. I mean, he had this massive height advantage, and he wanted to take it to the ground and, pull guard and whatnot. I don't know what the hell he was thinking about. Not pull guard, but, try for, like, omoplatas and stuff of that nature. I mean, what the hell was he thinking? Anyways, but when you compare it to, Sengoku, I mean, a lot of interesting fights. You had, knockouts, great submission. Big victory for a guy like, Nam Fan trying to get his name out there. Whatnot. Nick Dennis, Canadian boy, big knockout for him. He, flash knocked down his opponent early in the round and, got a vicious knockout. I shouldn't say vicious, but a pretty devastating knockout to win the fight. Yeah, just a really good, I really enjoyed the tournament their tournament so far. A lot of good stuff going on. I think Sengoku, to me, for a promotion, they haven't got, a lot of fan support even in Japan. Basically the whole MMA scene in Japan is starting to die down, but the Sengoku tournament is much better. Hopefully, you can check it out. If you're an American fan, just getting into MMA, I think Sengoku would be easier for you to understand because they keep to the same rules as in North America. Unlike the old, like the Dream does with the Pride type rules or the old rules in Japan where the first round's 10 minutes and the second round's 5 and they just, score the whole fight basically up on that. There's no breaking it down. So that's just my opinions there. And I guess finally going over to boxing, I found out that Don King's trying to get the decision overturned from the Amir Khan versus Marco Antonio Barrera fight. And, a lot of people in the realm of boxing don't like Don King. I'm not his biggest fan, but, I like him a bit. He's a good personality for the sport, but yeah, he's definitely a bit of a crook in that aspect. But, he's trying to get the ruling overturned that it should have been ruled a no contest in the fight between Khan and Barrera. And I will agree with him as, the cut that Barrera suffered from an accidental clash of headbutts was absolutely nasty. They clearly should have stopped the fight. I mean, when you look back at, previous fights, about a couple weeks before that, when you had Robert the Ghost Guerrero get, a little accidental headbutt and a little cut and they stopped the fight. The doctor is even like, I can't believe we're stopping this, but okay, Robert the Ghost Guerrero wanted it to be stopped, they stopped it. Barrera, he was just such a warrior, he wanted to continue. He felt after that they should the fight in like really early because it was a bad cut. I mean, it was getting in his vision and whatnot, and was what a lot of people believe, and I guess you would have to believe now that that's what led to Khan getting the victory. So leading to the knockdown, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a bit too much to say that, but I definitely think that has to do with something. I think they probably will set up a rematch. I mean, if they think about it, they could have easily set up a super rematch. I mean, it would have pissed off a lot of fans, and I would have been one of them, but easier way to get a rematch, had some, interesting build. Just basically, have the two sides. We really never got to see what each one could do this accidental clash. And, hopefully it won't happen again, whatnot. That's what you could have done. But, yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to make mention here. It was WrestleMania. It was something about that. Yes, I completely forgot about this. I want to get people to, leave comments on this video or send me a message, whatnot. mainly for the wrestling fan here. Like, if you're a fan that watches for, MMA, if you're an MMA fan or a boxing fan, and, you casually tune into wrestling, and you've only ordered WrestleMania in the past and whatnot, let me know if you plan on doing that. Let me know, because of the economy and whatnot, and do you plan on ordering this pay-per-view? Because, the WWE, they feel that, this thing could get, a million internationally around that area, or they probably think less domestically, meaning like inside North America, or probably, I believe it's in the States, but, well, what have you, I'll say just North America. If you are a fan that, really just orders, like, every MMA pay-per-view or any big boxing pay-per-view, or just boxing pay-per-views and MMA pay-per-views in general, let me know if you plan on ordering WrestleMania, just because it's WrestleMania, and you're used to be a fan of wrestling and whatnot, but you've left it just because of how, the boom died, whatnot. Let me know. I would like to know, because I know WWE, they really haven't marketed the pay-per-view that well to even the wrestling fan that, watches their programming every week. They're just relying on you to buy it for the name value of WrestleMania, and that can only work so often. You have to intrigue us in the matches going in, because I know WrestleMania has still tickets available, and we're a week away from the event. So they're hoping for a lot of walk-up sales, which I think they will get. As well, I think the Hall of Fame's doing pretty well, but still, let me know. I mean, I know WWE, they're actually to advertise on, they're advertising this pay-per-view a lot on networks you probably wouldn't see WWE programming, at least in the United States, like MTV, which I guess doesn't surprise me, as WWF at the time was, got real started with, one of their first networks was MTV, and ESPN, and those types of channels that you really wouldn't see a WWE commercial. You're going to see stuff on there, which, this is a big boost for WWE, because the UFC is not allowed to advertise on ESPN, so they can, now put stuff on there. And ESPN's kind of, I guess, helping, create intrigue with it, because I know John Cena did something with ESPN recently and what have you. So, yeah, if you are a combat sports fan of the non-pro wrestling variety, just let me know if you plan on ordering WrestleMania, just because it's the biggest show of the year. Like, if you were a casual wrestling fan or whatnot, most people just buy the main type of, fight pay-per-views, like, non-MMA fan will probably just order or watch, UFC 91, just because it had so much build going into it with Brock Lesnar and Randy Couture, and, a lot of, fans who used to be boxing fans, or not even a boxing fan, probably would have, walked into a bar just to watch the Oscar De La Hoya versus Manny Pacquiao fight. So just let me know. That's the kind of feel I want to know. Like, if you do not like wrestling, or don't watch it, or used to watch it but have left, but you still just order Mania every year, let me know if you do the same. Anyways, that's really it for me. As always, you can send me questions at the YouTube inbox. Anyways, that's it for me. I am out. Peace.